We've got some big transfer news for Rangers. Welcome back to Big Steve Cool 1872, and we're here to discuss it. Cerny, right? Let's just dive in. Watergate, right? That was fantastic, but this could be even better. Well, don't know if it would be actually. That was fun. It was. I mean, that will live long in the memory, won't it? But anyway, 5.5 million is the fee. Let's just talk about it right here, right now. Absolutely every day of the week, twice on Sundays, a billion times on the Monday, whatever you want to say. This needs to happen, all right? This needs to happen. You all know why it needs to happen, right? I don't think this is a fluke or a one-off for Tierney, right? I'll admit, right? He's not. There has been a few big games he's went missing, right? But this is like the cheapest loan fee that we could pay in the last couple of seasons. Of course, you've had the likes of Tillman, you've had the likes of Seema, and now we've had the likes of Cerny. Whoever has worked on those loan deals, fair play to them, but they're probably the same people that's brought in absolute dross. But let's just put it into perspective, folks. When you're spending like 4 million on Oscar Cortez and 4 million on Barami, you can spend 40 million on Cerny, you know what I mean? Let alone 5.5. This needs done every day of the week. I'm having no ifs or buts about it. We should be absolutely breaking the bank, right? And yeah, maybe once upon a time, right? 5.5 million. I was going to say maybe 5.5 million, right? Would have been like unrealistic, right? But we signed Kent for 7.5, and we've got a history here of signing guys for 4 million. I'm telling you, making Cerny permanent in the summer is one of the best businesses, one of the best bits of business we can do, right? And obviously this team needs a wee bit more TLC. I'm not talking about tables, ladders, and chairs. I'm talking about tender love and care. Of course, it needs more players, right? Of course it does. No one's going to sit here and deny that, right? But the best thing that we can do is sign him and also tie down some of our better players to contract. Nico Raskin, right, who has seemingly went up a level here, you know what I mean, performed brilliantly. There'll be other players as well. It needs to happen, alright? It needs to happen every day of the week, folks. This deal just... It needs to happen, right? There is like no two ways about it. It makes no sense for me, right, why we would not sign Cerny. It's like we're spending 4 million on bunch of 4 million here, 4 million there on absolute like unproven duds. Loan deals, it's a little taster for you buy. Well, this doesn't taste like shite. This tastes great. You know what I mean? This is one of your 5 a day, and it has to be done. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know I've just but come on, the stats stand up for themselves, man. They speak out loud, and they're screaming, "Sign me, big man!" And we need to. I mean, you can't be letting this guy slip through our fingers, you know what I mean? And we're not talking about 15, 20 million here. We're talking about a super scoreboard tonight, 5.5 million. 5.5 million for Cerny with those numbers, goals and assists is fantastic, man, in this league. You know what I mean? It is. It absolutely is. And now, here, he scored during the international break there. I think it was Gibraltar. It was a good wee finish into the bottom right-hand corner. I know it's Gibraltar, but you still got to... I mean, he's done it against better teams than Gibraltar. We know all about that. Fenerbahce, etc., etc. But I don't even know what the hesitation is here. It's like, I think you'd struggle to find one fan that would be against signing Flofgar Cerny, man. It's just one of those things that it needs to happen for us to take that next step. You know what I mean? If we are going to lose our best players, then it needs to be for money. And essentially losing Cerny, it would be for hee-haw because, of course, he's not our player, he's Wolfsburg's. So bring him in for 5.5. I know people are going to say, oh, but he's 27, there's no sell-on fee. Yo, sometimes there ain't sell-on fees, alright? Not every player, right, we sign from here to the end of time is going to be early 20s, right? And they have to be a project. It can't be like that. You do have to sign already established players, and let's be honest, 27. Cerny can give us, I know his pace is a big part of his game, right? But if we signed him in the summer, he can give us best part of a decade, man. I'm not saying he'll be still playing for us at 37, but he could easily play into he's 33, 34, laying the smack down left, right, and centre. I'm all for it, guys. What's your thoughts down below? For me, absolutely, man. 110%. Get Cerny signed. Brilliant player. Till next time, though. Peace.